when the factory is confirmed, we need to enter those dates, so we know those schedules, so we know everything, what's opening orders, what's on the sea coming, and keep track on all this. This is
so you're buying stuff from Asia and it's coming in on containers?
Yes.
Not exactly.
Loose cargos. It's not a containers. It's LCL cargos.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to Zach. Zach, I think it's just a basic demo with items and purchase orders.
Okay.
Issue and receive.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see your demo first and see what we can do on it.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
The screen is now Inventory Pro online.
Okay. So this is the login screen. This is where you put in your username and password and log into the system.
Okay.
The first page it brings you to is the item master list. This is a list of all of the items and general stocking levels and basic information in the system. I'll give you a brief overview of this screen to begin. On the left, over here, we have the edit column. Here you can click to edit the attributes of any of these items. So you can change the category, the description, and a number of other fields. And we'll click on that. So in here you can see we have a lot of different fields that apply to the inventory. Number of different defaults for supplier, center code, things like that. We also have reorder levels, so your minimum, maximum levels if you want to do automatic restocking or be able to generate restocking reports. Down here we have serializing and assemblies, where you can specify if you're using serial numbers or not, or if you want the system to assign a serial number.
What's the serial number?
The serial numbers, you can specify your own serial numbers, or we have an automatic assignment method which can generate them as you receive stock, and that can be customized and set to be unique per lot number or unique per item.
So serial number goes after the item number to specify which lot is receiving?
Yes, so the serial number is specified when you receive the stock, yes.
Okay.
Down here we have the unit cost and pricing information, and we also have various pricing levels that you can utilize as well. And at the bottom we have the certification and inspection area. This is not used in most systems, however you can utilize this if you'd like to schedule inspections or verification of certain types of items or equipment.
Okay.
Back on the item master list, the next column over is the label column. You can click on this to get a quick barcode label of that item. And this can be customized, so if you'd like to show the category instead of the description or something like that. We customize this regularly for various clients and different needs. And that can be generated for any of the item numbers.
So every item has their own labels?
Yes, and these labels I believe are 2x1 labels, and you can print these out on any standard Zebra label printer or otherwise. Or you can utilize pre-existing labels if you already have labels for your items. You can just scan those existing labels. Next up in the item ID column, if you click on the item ID itself, you can map out which warehouses the item can be used in. This can be utilized to control, for example, if you have 2 or 3 warehouses and you only want certain types of stock in each, you can set up restrictions here so they can only use what you authorize them to use.
How many warehouses I can set up?
Unlimited, as many as you'd like. We have some customers that use approximately 500 or more. It really depends on how many you need to use.
Okay, that's fine.
Let me close that. And next up we have category and description. Those are just basic fields, text fields showing some information. However, you can actually, if you click on the category or description buttons at the top, you can sort by that column. So you'll see I just sorted by category alphabetically. And if I click it again, it'll sort, reverse. And you can do that with many columns in the system to essentially easily sort the data and find what you're looking for. A little farther over, we have the image column. You can use this to add images to an item for either just for your reference, or if you'd like to utilize this in conjunction with another interface. It can be quite useful to have actual images of the products in here. And these can be added, multiple images per item.
Okay.
Next up, we have history. History will show you the any transactions that have occurred with that item number for pretty much as long as you've used the system. So here, this is a transaction from last year for 100 units, a received stock transaction. And if we check this other one out, we have another received stock transaction. And that'll show you any move stock transactions, receive stock or issue stock transactions that have occurred. Next up, we have reorder levels. These can be specified for each warehouse. So if you had this item turned on for 20 warehouses, you'd see 20 different warehouses on this list, and you could specify different reorder points or minimum and maximum levels for each. And over on the right here, if you click on any of these stock numbers, you can actually view the individual stock, the individual lots that you have in the system. So we have one lot of 100 units for this item. And you can do that for any of these. It'll show you exactly where it's at and all the attributes relating to it, when it was received, the purchase order reference, any expiration date information if that's applicable. And you can also view what's on order by clicking on the on order column. And so on for the on hold and committed columns as well, if you have anything in those statuses. A few other things on the screen here. At the top, you can select which warehouse you're working in. You can also filter the stock by active items, discontinued items, or items that are assemblies. And on the right, you can filter by supplier. And that's a general overview of the basic item master list. This is where you start off in the system.
I have a question. Because for items, generally they have two numbers. One part number is from the customer, and one part number is from factories. So how your system can manage that?
Okay, so essentially here, this is the definition of stock. So this is what the item number is and what you track it as. But when you bring inventory into the system, I'll jump over to the receive stock page. From the receive stock page, you select the warehouse, and you can select different items you'd like to receive. So I'll just pick a few numbers here. And then at this point, you can specify the number of units you'd like to receive, what location you'd like to receive the stock into, and any serial numbers if applicable. Now you'll notice that I believe this is an auto-generated serial number, so it'll automatically fill that out for me. But you can also specify your own serial number or lot number if that's specified by the client.
Yes, but the thing is that because the customer has their own part number, and then how can we input their numbers into our system?
You can just type it right here. So for example, if it was
so
you can type it in right here and just overwrite that field basically. And
okay, so you're using the lot number as their part number, as the customer's part number, right?
Yes, you can treat it either way. You can use your own internal numbers, or you can use the numbers provided to you. Alternatively, if you wanted to use two different numbers, you could add that as a remark field. So if there was a different number you wanted to track as well, you could put that over here. And that will be tracked along with the stock while it's in the system. So you'll always be able to see either of these fields if you need to.
Just want to make sure that the field is sortable. So because a lot of times you sort by the field, try to bring up those, that number.
Can you say that again? You're breaking up. You were breaking up a little bit.
Yes, a lot of times we need to sort by the customer's serial number, item number. That's one.
We do support, we have a supplier's catalog, so if you have different numbers than your customers do, for example, or excuse me, your suppliers, you can specify different numbers here. So here we have some different mappings. So the supplier part number would be, you know, on the right side here, and on the left side you have your internal part number. And these can be as different as you'd like. This is just here for reference, you know, in our demo system. To add a new entry for the different part numbers, you just click up here.
Yeah,
and you just select the supplier and the item information.
Yeah, I got it. I get it now.
Cool. And we also have another utility called parts aliases, and you can use this as well if you'd like to be able to use, you know, either number. You know, you can put in your own, you select the item number in the system, and you know, just put a different number in that associates to that. I'll jump back over to the receiving page. And now we have a receive stock transaction here. This is a positive stock adjustment. I'll just click the receive button and we should be able to bring that into inventory. And once you do that, it'll give you another notice here where you can print labels for the stock you just brought into the system. And I believe these are formatted for a 4-inch wide printer. I forget though specifically.
4 by 5.
But again, these can be customized to your needs, so if you don't want all this information, we can easily trim it down. And if we go to the item master list, we'll see we have a few more units in the system than we had. So here we have the CW I received, and I forget, I think the other number was this 60. Yep, right there. So that's a positive stock adjustment. We can also do a move stock transaction. So essentially you just come to the locate move screen, you mark an item, and you specify a new location you'd like to move it to. So we can move this to damaged goods, and you'll get a notice at the top here saying the stock was moved. And if we filter to damaged goods, we can see those two items I just selected. Negative stock adjustments work very similarly. You just select the part number, specify the number of units, and select the location you'd like to pull the stock from. And again, if you're selecting it by lot number or serial number, you can do that here. However, this unit doesn't have a serial number associated with it.
Mm-hmm.
And here you can see I just issued the stock out of the system. And again, you can print a issue slip as well. And this will just show you the general information about what happened to that piece of stock. And I'll jump over to the purchase order module now. So here we can create a purchase order. You can select the supplier you're ordering from. Select which warehouse you'd like to process the order from. We'll just leave it at Acme Manufacturing there. And going down the screen, we have a few different utilities where you can specify the requested date for the stock to be in by. You can specify who the buyer was, so which person in your organization purchased it or approved the sale. We also have a different approval field as well for like managers or anything like that. And I'll just click Save. You can also specify if the supplier has a different order number than you. From here, we can add items to the order. Oh, we don't have anything. We don't have any parts at this supplier. Let me change that real quick. So we have a few system options that allow you to order stock from different suppliers. It depends on how your system is set up, but essentially we have one that allows you to order any piece of stock from any supplier. We have another one that only allows you to order stuff that does not have a supplier specified. Or we have other things that allow you to only order what is assigned to that supplier. So there's a few different ways that works out. In this system, I believe we have it set to only allow you to order things that are assigned to that supplier.
Question. When I place the order, I need to put in a lot of shipping instructions in there, like ship to which warehouse with and then which line item. There are a lot of stuff in there. Do you have the field for us to enter it in the budget?
Yeah, so on this screen, you can select which warehouse you'd like it to ship to. So if you have all of your warehouses set up in the system, you could just select it from the list. You can also select a different warehouse to invoice it to. We also have a few fields on this page where you can select a default terms and condition. So if you have a default shipping instruction for them, that can be specified here. Alternatively, if we jump over, let's click Save first. If we jump over to the Notes and Totals page, you can specify any special instructions or any special information here, and you can have predefined memos or notes that if you need to preload, you can do that. And these can be defined in another area of the system.
Is this information can be applied to the packing list?
Mm-hmm. Yes, this information can be shown on the purchase order preview. So, you know, if I would have clicked Save on the terms and condition, that would have showed here. So if this is what you're sending to your clients, you know, that can be used. We also have other reports as well. I don't off the top of my head remember everywhere that the notes and totals and such shows up. But if it's not there, you know, we can always add an extra field. So I'll click Save there.
So the purchase order you are creating right now, and also the ship to. So when we create a packing list to this admin, it's not going to call purchase order. So when we create the packing list, the packing list will show the information we just create.
Yeah, we can generate a packing list report in a similar format to this to show you that information as well. I don't know if we have a default packing list for purchase orders. We do have one for shipping orders, though. So.
Okay.
And down here, you can specify different amounts, such as you know, the shipping costs or any other information, just to keep track of that in your system if you'd like to do that. You can also add notes to the individual lines and select different terms and packaging for all the different items on the list here.
Can I have
go ahead.
Can I have you emphasize on shipping document and purchase order, because we have different systems for invoicing.
Mm-hmm. So this is what I just showed you. This is the default purchase order document here. On the shipping side, we have a. Let me jump out of that. We have a packing slip here. Of course, there's nothing on this order, so there's nothing to show.
Of course, the purchase order you just showed to us, it's gonna be related to the shipping side. So I'm just saying to remind you, for invoicing side, we don't need to emphasize because we have different software is doing the invoicing. We kind of separate, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No problem.
I can't see the packing list. Can you make it larger?
Sure. So here's the default packing list for a shipping order in our system. This just gives you some general information. Up at the top, we have a scannable barcode that you can use to basically pull up this order immediately in the system. And if there were any shipping or loading instructions specified, they would be showing up at the bottom here. And this is a very basic packing list. You know, we have done various different packing lists over the years for different clients as well. So some have more information, some have less information, some have special instructions for each line. It varies from customer to customer.
Is this the standard? Because, for example, we require to have a net weight and gross weight. That kind of information is the form can be in those columns.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we actually a few weeks ago, we actually did that for a client where we showed gross weight, net weight, and number of units on a pallet or something of that nature. So we can easily add those extra fields onto this screen. That's not a problem. Gross weight can be specified, either in the definition for the item, right here, unit gross weight, unit net weight, or if it's different for every item, you can specify at the time that you receive the stock. I believe we have a different view here. Yep. So on this screen, when you receive it, if you have a unique net weight or gross weight for each one, you can specify that weight here. And you can track that in either pounds or kilograms. As long as you're using the same unit of measure throughout the system, it doesn't really matter.
Is
I think.
Did you?
Yep.
You might want to show them the logos and the audit trail.
I think I already went over the audit trail, but yeah, I'll pull up the logos then in a second. So the audit trail report, it's similar to the history button I showed you on the item master list. This shows you all the transactions that have occurred in the system. So you can see here's the transactions we've done today in the demo. At the top 5 lines here, receive, move, issue. Also, you can specify your own logo to show up on the reports. So for example, oops, nothing on that one. Nothing on that one, yep. Let me change that to all. So for example, we can swap the logo at the top of that screen if you upload your own. That can be done from the custom logos page. You can easily just edit and change that out.
Can you show me the reports under open orders with open schedules?
Mm-hmm. So here's a few of our different purchase order reports. So here's items on order. So this is all the active orders in the system and all of the different line items on those orders. We have a few other ones. We have items to order, which will suggest things that you might need to order. Looks like this warehouse is full on stock right now. We also have the open purchase orders report and a few other ones just going down the page. And we also have a few different shipping order reports as well. So items prepared will show you things that are ready to be shipped. Outstanding orders, well, all the orders are complete. Shipping order detail might have some. Yep. So shipping order detail, this will show you all the active shipping orders and the quantities and where they went to and delivery dates and other information. And here's a pick list report. This will show you which locations to pull stock from for various orders. Here's a packing slip report. This one's a little messy, but anything else you'd like me to show, Ben?
Maybe, did you show the catalog yet, the inventory catalog?
I can open that up. So the inventory catalog, this is a printable report with basically every different barcode in your system on it. So some of our clients like to take these and put them at their receiving dock so that if something comes in with like a damaged label or something like that, you have the picture and the item description, and they can just page through the catalog and scan the correct item. We also have a location labels utility that you can generate, all the different location labels for your warehouse. So you can put those on the bottom of every shelf, and they can just go around the warehouse scanning, the locations that they're pulling stock from, where they're moving stock to, things like that.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about on the order side. when I place the order to the factory, normally the factory will confirm different dates. Let's say I ask him to ship on end of January, but he will say, okay, he can only do it on February 15th. Is it some kind of checking on the system to show me?
Yes, you can use the requested date field to mark when you've requested the order to be complete by. I believe we also have another field that might be turned off that says actual. This is the customization screen where we can actually change different fields on the fly. So yes, we have a scheduled date field as well we can turn on. So let me just check that off. And if I did that right, we should see it on the screen here. Yep. So we have a scheduled date as well that we can turn on for you, and you can specify that as when they've confirmed it to ship. So, for example, if you requested the 27th and they can't ship it till the 28th, you can specify that here. And if you need if you need that to show up on your reports, we can add that field to the reports.
Yes, because the outstanding we need to keep track on every items on the sea. They are moving. Yeah, when there's a lot of orders on the sea, then we need to have some kind of report to monitor them.
Understood. So back on the purchase order screen here, you can see we have the order date and the requested date. So the order date is when you created the order, and the requested date is when you specified that you want it to be delivered by. So we could just change this here and add another column that shows you the scheduled date right on this screen. And then you can easily look and filter by that column to see what orders you're expecting tomorrow or today or things like that. And as far as filtering, we do have a filter engine here that you can use to filter by any of the fields on the screen. So for example, if you wanted to only see items that only see orders that had a requested date sometime this month, you could just do something like that.
Okay. On the order, sometimes we drop ship the orders to some other factory, which is overseas. Is there any functions in this PO that can monitor that? It's not coming to us. It's just coming to. Is it going to some other place, random place, maybe in Belgium, in Netherlands, whatever?
I'm trying to think off the top of my head, Ben.
Yeah, you
normally
just specify a different ship to. You just specify a different ship to.
So we would just set them up as a different ship to. So if you're shipping directly to a location overseas, you would just select them from this list as a. For example, if Acme Tool was your Belgium, is in Belgium and you're shipping directly to them, you could specify, them instead here for the ship to, and you could leave your, corporate office or, your current warehouse as the invoice to location.
You mean just set them up just like another warehouse?
Yes, you can do that.
Oh, okay. He told me that we can set up unlimited warehouse, right?
Yes.
Right. But it doesn't have to be a warehouse. It could be just a different location.
So you can add as many as you'd like to this list. As I said, we have clients that have over 500 or so different warehouses. So you can add as many as you'd like. It's not limited.
Where can I see the purchase order is in transit from our factory to our warehouse? And also, when we receive and the in transit, the quantity can be kind of transferred to in warehouse. Do they have the function?
So on this screen, the default view is to current orders, so orders that are currently expected. So if you need another view or status that says in transit, we can add that onto this list. That's not a problem. Then, for example, we will track, when it was shipped out, and if it's between the date that it was shipped out and requested, we could show that.
So, the other thing we could add is a tracking number, an active tracking URL. If the carrier, if the shipping company will give you a tracking link, we can give you an active link you could just click on, and it would take you to like a FedEx tracking number.
Okay, that'll be fine.
And as far as receiving the purchase order once it's complete, I just opened up the order we were working with a few minutes ago. All you have to do is click Receive on this screen once you're ready to bring the stock into your warehouse. It'll pop up a little box that says Receive this purchase order. You just click OK. Then it will populate the receiving grid that we showed you earlier. It'll mark the reason code as purchase order receipt, and it will automatically put the purchase order number in the reference field. From here, you can either receive the entire purchase order, or, for example, if you're only receiving in part of the order, you can just remove whatever you're not receiving at this time. So if it's a partial shipment so far, you can just remove that top item. And then I can receive part of the order there, and it'll notify you that it's a partial receipt. And if we go back over to the purchase order, you'll see that the status is updated to partial receipt, and you can see on the right side here it'll mark that we've received 10 items here and 20 items here, and we haven't received any of the top item, the hard drive.
So you're talking about if I order 100 and only receive 50, the other 50 will be on the outstanding reports, right?
Yes, it'll still show, for example, if you receive 30 here or 25 or anything like that, it'll still show that you are expecting 25 more. Now you can close it out. You can close out a purchase order as incomplete. So for example, the shipment was canceled or it's being put till later. You can complete a purchase order if there's, if you only receive part of it.
Okay.
So for example, here we can receive in 25 and now that time I clicked OK, so it actually marked it as completed. So if I jump back over to the purchase order, you'll see it's no longer on the current list, and we'll have to change it to the all statuses view to view it because it's a complete partial receipt purchase order. Anything else that you'd like to take a look at or go over?
I think I need to play around to see if, what familiar with your program because
there's too many information. It's just something.
Yeah.
No problem.
Sure is more fancy.
Yeah, it looks like it's a very capable software. But is it possible we can have the
demo so I can practice?
A free account so I can work
Sure.
with it?
Sure, we can give you an account on the demo site. That's not a problem.
Okay.
The other thing is I recorded this demo, and I'll put it on YouTube so you can watch it again.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Just send me the link, the YouTube link, and also I need the password and user ID so I can log in and play around the software. And it will take a while to know what this is.
How long is the demo we can use it to practice, or if that's what we really need?
It's unlimited. You can use it for as long as you need.
Okay.
But the demo site it is reset once a week, so.
Okay.
Then next.
You mean reset? You erase all the data?
Once a week, we clear out the demo system. We can set you up a testing site on a different server if you'd like as well. It's not a problem.
Yeah, if you can set us up on a testing site, that would be better because
Maybe next week.
No problem.
Because we have our everyday jobs, and then we just spend some of our time trying to work on it, see whether it is working. We try to get it work, but it takes time. No problem. We still have stuff going on. That's why I think,
Benson, are you
a month or two?
Benson, are you still on the line? Can you set up the demo site, or okay?
Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Yep.
Cool. Sounds good.
Okay.
We have all their email information.
Yeah, we do.
You have yes.
Okay.
The other thing I'll do is I'll send you a user manual.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. That's even better. So we try to play around on that, see as it gets. Looks like it is a very powerful software.
How difficult if the program itself, if there's a lot of functions, if we don't really need it, how do I say? How do your program can be modified to synchronize or become more
Just like, can you disable all those
some of the stuff we don't need it?
Yeah, something you don't need it.
That's not a problem. So for example, in the menus, if you're not using some of these fields or some of these options, we can just turn them off. We do have a group permission system. So in here, we can just check off anything you're not using, for example, and next time you log in, you won't see any of that on the menu.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, yeah. So
how many levels of security you have?
Essentially, you can set up different groups in the system, and each group you can define a different security level for. So there's an unlimited number of groups, and you can assign different users to different groups. So for example, if you want to give your customers access to the system, you can see here we turned off pretty much everything except their shipping orders. So they can only see their open orders, things like that. Employees have a lot of capability in the system, but not complete capability in the system. So you'll notice we don't allow them to rename part numbers, for example, by default. We don't give them access to the import and export frameworks, things of that nature. So you can define these different settings for each group and basically control what they can access and work on in the system.
Okay.
And you can also do the same thing with reports as well. Each different report in the system can be set up the same way.
So how many stations is the system support? Like
how many people can use on the same time for this program?
It depends on the licensing. We license it by the number of active users at the same time. So if you have 3 people in the system at a time, we'll license it as 3 users. You can have as many user accounts set up as you'd like, but the limit is you can only have 3 people logged in at a time. The system supports, depending on the hardware, as many users as you have. If you have 200 people using the system, obviously we need to set up a more powerful server to run that. But the base system can be run it's pretty lightweight.
So you can have a few people, like 3 people using the program, and then also the people only can view. The view, it doesn't need to have license.
Right.
Okay.
So for example, if you have a customer group and they only have access to a few things, we can set that up so that those don't count against the overall licenses. Just because they really can't do anything in the system.
Right.
For example, if I open up the customer group, you can see they can't do anything. So.
Yeah, you can see some reports of it. Yeah, they stop the merchandise moving, the shipments, all those stuff. They don't.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, looks like I have everything about your system now. If I come up with other questions, I will let you know.
Great.
Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody.
Yes, thank you for your demo.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
See you.
Ben, are you going to take care of sending the emails out?
Yeah.
Cool. Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks.
when